Story time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tap that bell so you know when I'm raising hell. I can't believe this happened to me. Trigger warning, this video may be suitable for some, may not be suitable for others, may be traumatic for some, and may be inspiring for others. Either way, it's my story. The jury's still out on whether I'm going to release names and real place. If you didn't want to be in this story the way you in this story, you should have did different. Because at the end of the day, silence and shame carried by the victims of these predators has protected the violator for far too long. Okay, so boom. All my life I had to fight. I had to fight my cousins. I had to fight my neighbors. I had to fight strangers in the street. Girl, child ain't safe in the world of men. Or whatever she said in that one movie. Either way, from the age of about 4 or 5, I had to fight for my innocence and I had to protect my own self. We'll get into why and all that other stuff on another video. You read the caption. This story is about the time I got kidnapped and trafficked by a retired NYPD. The jury's still out on whether I'm going to release his real name or not. I was a young, maybe 19, 18-year-old girl. I had a baby boy at age of 16, and this was my second pregnancy, so talk about forced to grow up fast. And I had my baby to take care of, so I went and got my security license. The guy who I was working for was also a retired NYPD cop. His name was... The jury's still out on whether I'm going to release names and... I want to say the name so bad. Name so that people can, if they feel like it, they could trace my story and they can see I'm not just making it up. Where am I just pull these names out the sky from? But anyway, he worked with him. So long story short, this man was like in his 60s. I was 18, 19 years old and he was pushing up on me hard. Like I don't even think he cared how old I was. All he knew was I was at least 18 because I was working on the job. So anyway, boom. In the course of him pushing up on me, nightly he'll come by. I started not seeing the other guy. Started being the only one to come see me. So in the meantime, and telling me about all the things that I could do to try to advance my, self in the company as well as in life. And I was taking it like, okay, old dude trying to, you know what I'm saying, school me on some things. I appreciate that and all that, but boom, he was just grooming me. Be careful, ladies. Even those older gentlemen who portray themselves as a father figure, uncle figure, big brother figure will still screw you in the end. However he did it, he talked me into coming on his 18-wheeler with him so he could teach me how to drive trucks, which I did learn how to drive trucks and got my CDL and everything, but that was after I escaped his, I don't know what the fuck he had going on. Took me all the way to Philly where he had a house and he locked me in the house. He had me locked in the house. I wasn't allowed to answer the phone. I wasn't allowed to go outside. And one time that I did go outside, he immediately had one of his ex-Marine friends come to the house and chastise me with his little mail order bride. And I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I always been a type not to let nobody tell me what to do. What was crazy about it was I didn't even realize that I was being sex trafficked until I got away. And it was years later when I assessed what was going on. Because he left me there and went back to New York. He was trying to convince me to bring my son, who was only like 2 years old or whatever. But I was like, yeah, no, he's going to stay there with my mother so I get myself situated here. Because he was always trying to make it under the pretense, yeah, you should move out here or whatever. But meanwhile, while I'm locked in the house, buddy boy, while you got people watching me from across the cemetery that I don't know and a whole bunch of other stuff. But, stay tuned. I'm running out of time for you to be able to get more details on. So to be continued. Thank you for watching this far. Comment down below. Not too much in the comments. I will answer questions about details that I left out. But, okay, bye.